Biology chapter How do organisms reproduce? So we are going to learn 8 mark questions, 4 mark questions, 2 mark questions and 1 mark questions. This will be one short video. So complete chapter will be in one video. So let's start. First question, describe the process you preferred to observe the spore formation in rhizopus. So you can see here this picture, spore formation in rhizopus. Aim. You observe the spore formation in rhizopus under a microscope. Material required. What are the materials required? You can see here a piece of bread, needle or brush, slide on cover slip, water dropper, compound microscope. These are the required materials. Procedure. Take a small portion of the black cotton like growth from the moldy bread using a needle. Place it on a clean slide. Add 1 to 2 drops of water. Gently place a cover slip over it without trapping air bubbles. So fifth question is observe the slide under the microscope. Observation thread-like structures called hyphae are seen. See here. Okay, you can see in this picture. A round balloon-like structure called sporangium. This one. Observed at the tip of hyphae. Many tiny spores are seen inside the sporangium. Result spore formation in rhizopus occurs inside the sporangium, which bursts to release spores for reproduction. You can see here, okay, burst. And this is sporangium, this is hyphae. Sporangium, hyphae, spores. Second activity, explain an activity to observe asexual reproduction in yeast. Aim to observe budding means asexual reproduction in yeast cells under a microscope. Materials required. What are the materials required? Yeast, yeast powder, warm water, sugar, beaker or bowl. Dropper, microscope, microscope slide and cover slip, compound microscope. These are the required materials. Procedure. Take a beaker and add warm water. Display is Result is spoon of sugar. Sugar you need to dissolve. You have to add small amount of yeast powder and stir gently. Keep the mixture aside for 10 to 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, you have to keep that mixture aside. Using a dropper, place 1 drop of this yeast suspension on a clean slide. Cover it with a cover slip. Seventh point. Observe the slide under the microscope. So you can see this picture, image. You can see this picture budding in yeast. Observation. Round or oval yeast cells are seen. The small outgrowth or bulgy appears on some cells. The bulges grow bigger and look like small attached beads. Result. Reproduces asexually by budding, where a small bud grows on the parent cell and eventually spreads to form a new yeast cell. This is the second activity. Third activity. How is the process of pollination different from fertilization? You have to write difference between pollination and Fertilization. This is very important. Pollination. Transfer of pollen from another uh, anther to stigma. Pollen from anther stigma. Here, fusion of male and female gametes occurs on the stigma, occurs inside the ovule. External process, internal process. Needs agents like wind, water, insects. No external agents needed. Brings male gametes to the female part. Here, forms zygote after fusion. Happens before fertilization. Here, after pollination. Does not form seed directly. Here, leads to seed formation. Can be self or cross pollination. Here, only one type, fusion of gametes. Fourth question, distinguish between the role of gamete and zygote in sexual reproduction. Gamete are sex cells. It, zygote, it is fertilized cell formed after fusion of gametes. Types, male and female gametes. Here, only one zygote forms after fertilization. Gametes are haploid, means half chromosomes. Zygote is diploid, means full chromosomes. Formed in reproductive organs, here inside the ovary or female pod. They participate in fertilization. Here, it's for development of a new organism. Gametes are small and single cells. Here, zygote is the first cell of the embryo. embryo. Sorry, embryo. They die if fertilization does not occur. Here, zygote is stable and divides repeatedly. Gametes cannot grow. In zygote divides and grows into a complete organism. Fifth question. Differentiate the process of reproduction undertaken by the organisms with specialized reproductive organs and without specialized reproductive organs. Organisms with specialized reproductive organs and here organisms without specialized reproductive organs. What are the differences? Let's see. They use special organs for reproduction. Here they do not have special reproductive organs. They produce sexually. Here they produce mostly by asexual methods. Male and female gametes are produced. Here no gamete formation takes place. Uh, Fertilization forms a zygote. Here new individuals form directly from the parent. Example, higher plants and animals. Here amoeba, yeast, hydra, fungi. Reproduction is usually slower. Here fast. Offspring show variation. Offspring identical to the parent. Here show variation. Here it is same to the parent. Requires two parents. Usually requires only one parent. Mostly here requires two parents. Here usually requires only one parent. Sixth question. How is the binary fusion different from the multi-fission? Example. Yeah, with example you have to write. Binary fission, multi-fission. The parent cells splits into daughter cells. Here, parent cell splits into many daughter cells. Here, two daughter cells. Here, many daughter cells. Division occurs once. Here, nucleus divides many times. Produces two identical organisms. Here, produces many identical organisms. Simple and fast process. Here, more complex process. Occurs under normal conditions. Here, occurs in unfavorable conditions. Normal conditions and unfavorable conditions here. Example amoeba, paramecium. Here plasmodium means malaria, malarial parasite. Malarial parasite. Cytoplasm divides immediately after nuclear division. Here cytoplasm divides after many nuclei are formed. Parent body usually disappears after division. Here remains until all daughters are released. These are the differences. Now four mark questions. If you see here, all four questions are diagrams. You have to draw diagrams. Male reproductive system. So I'll zoom this. So practice this diagram. This is male reproductive system. Labeling is important than drawing. Okay, you have to label properly. If you drawn but you didn't label it properly, it is unnecessary. Okay, you have to label the parts neatly. It's very important. Eighth question: female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. This is less of flower. And 10th question is the process of fertilization in a flower. 10th question. 11th question. A gynecologist visited your school for a session. What doubts will you express about puberty? Puberty. Okay. Puberty. Sorry. Puberty. You can ask questions. So like this, you can ask questions. And 12th question. Write a slogans. Write slogans against female um, feticide. So these are the slogans. 13th question. Write slogans for HIV or AIDS awareness. Right, learn these slogans. 14th question: give suggestions to your friends regarding reproductive health awareness. So these are the suggestions you can give. Learn from here. This is E. Okay, and then 2 marks questions. 15th question: give examples in which binary fission and multifission takes place. Binary fission occurs in amoeba and paramecium. Multifission occurs in plasmodium. 16th question: describe any four asexual modes of reproduction. Binary fission, budding, spore formation, fragmentation. And you can learn more about these modes here. 17th question. Describe the four parts in a flower. Sepals, petals, stamens, carpel or pistil. Sepals means green leaf-like parts that protect the flower part before it opens. Petals means usually colorful parts that attracts insects and animals for pollination. Stamens means male part. Pistil means female part. Stamens consist of anther and filament. Produces pollen grains. Consist of stigma, style and ovary. Contains ovules where seeds develop. 18th question. What are the changes observed at the time of puberty in girls? Breasts develop and body becomes curvy. Hair grows under arms and in the public area. Menstruation begins. Skin may become oily and pimples may appear. These are the changes. 19th question. What are the changes observed at the time of puberty in boys? Voice becomes deeper. Hair grows on the face, underarms, and in the public area. Shoulder become broader and body become muscular. Chest and penis grow and production begins. So these are the changes observed in boys. Okay. Question 20. Give examples for unisexual and bisexual flowers. Unisexual flowers produce their male or female parts. Produce either male or female parts. Example: papaya, cucumber. Bisexual flowers. Example: hibiscus, mustard. Have both male and female parts. One more question, sir. When a planaria was cut into two pieces, it developed into two individuals. This process is called regeneration. If all the organisms stop reproduction, what happens? species will become extinct if all organisms stop reproducing. Expand DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Expand HIV. Human immunodeficiency virus. Expand AIDS. Answer: acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Anther filament are parts of dash. Stamen. Pistil has three parts, namely stigma, style, ovary. Which part of the pistil develops into a seed? Answer: ovule. Name the part of pistil which gradually grows to form the fruit. Answer is ovary. Gradually grows form the fruit. Name the process in which a seed with an embryo develops in a seedling. Answer is germination. Define reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which living organisms produce new individual individuals of their kind. Okay, this is the definition. What is fertilization? It is the fertilization is the fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. Form a zygote. The fusion of male and female gametes. It's called fertilization. Which hormone is segregated by this? Answer is testosterone. Uh, sterone. The lifespan of a human unfertilized egg is answer is 12 to 24 hours. The approximate gestation period in human beings is 9 months, means 280 days. In which reproductive system do you find seminal vessels? Answer is male reproductive system. The special tissue which helps the embryo get nutrition from the mother's blood is called answer placenta. Tubio, tubectomy, fallopian tube, dash means vasectomy, vas difference. Answer is vasectomy. Name one sexually transmitted disease. Answer is HIV or AIDS. Dash is contras, sorry, contraceptive method used in females by placing it in uterus. It is intra interuterine inter intrauterine device. Which of the following is not a unisexual flower? Mustard. Which of the following is not a bisexual flower? Bottle gourd. Multiple fission is seen in Plasmodium. 44. Identify the parts shown in the diagram. You have to identify part A and part B. Part A is plumule and B is radical. 45. Identify the organism. So identify the organism. This is planaria. 46th. Justify the mode of reproduction in amoeba, yeast, and planaria as asexual. Give one reason. Amoeba, yeast, and planaria reproduce asexually because only one part is involved and no gametes are formed. 47. Support your friend who says there are common changes in both girls and boys during um, puberty by giving one example. Both girls and boys show growth of hair in underarms and public region during puberty. puberty. Whether the statement amoeba is immortal is right or wrong, justify. The statement amoeba is immortal is wrong because it reproduces by binary fission and the parent cell. parent cell ceases to exist after division. Gamete, haploid, zygote, diploid. Male gamete, sperm. Female gamete, ovum. The germ cell, which is typically smaller and motile, is sperm. The germ cell, which is typically larger and contains food reservoirs, is ovum. Name the hormone other than estrogen secreted in females. Progesterone. The carrier of genetic information is DNA. The part in which spores are produced in is called sporangium. What is the function of tests? The function of tests is to produce sperm and secrete testosterone. Testosterone. Anther contains pollen grains. The origin of new species accomplished through which type of reproduction? Asexual reproduction. The term callus is used in which process? Tissue culture or vegetative propagation. An example for sexually transmitted disease called by bacteria is syphilis. Syphilis. Okay, thank you for watching.